Hey guys, what it is your girl Cadillac. Yes, I'm Cadillac Dixon. I'm the Drama Life Prison Wife. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice. Hoping, because you got to hold your breath for justice, to see justice before all face to bleed. It's your girl Cadillac. Anyways, guys, coming through today, October the 10th, 2025. I got less than an hour before work. Y'all know I've been saying I wanted to finish this 1250 podcast, Project Reach the World drawing that we started. I don't even know when we started it, but girl, we got to learn to finish. But that's that little ADHD thing that I deal with amongst other physical and mental challenges. So we're going to get back to doing 1250 podcast. Okay, so this is the picture that I started. I will, whenever I get the chance to link the first part when we were drawing him. The Wi-Fi was messing up, so I wanted to review one of his videos. I think I got it figured out. Lord willing. So today, which is cool, we were covering one on Chicago, but today I have one of his videos that really fall in line with what I talk about on this channel. So maybe it was all prophetic, like all things work together. So here we are. We are going to cover his video. It's only 14 minutes long. It's not long. BLK man acquitted of SA and Merck of YT women in Inglewood, California, and given $20 million. Now, y'all know that my thing is wrongful convictions, and y'all know that a very small percent of you guys are listening to me and supporting me and know this monster that I speak of. Thank you. I appreciate each and every last one of you guys. And just spread the word to others so others can be aware of this monster that's out there. Girl, that rhymed and I wasn't even trying. But thank you. I really appreciate you. And if I can't get justice in my lifetime, hopefully the work that I am doing is helping prevent the next person being wrongfully incarcerated, which means the dismantling of the next family. They messed up my family. They didn't completely run us, but they did a good number on all of us, my husband, myself, and our daughter, who we had to raise through prison visits, expensive emails and calls. Plenty of my financial net worth has had to go into that system. And that's what the system allegedly really is about. It's about money. People don't want to believe that. They want to believe it's about keeping our neighborhoods safe. No, it's about keeping our pockets filled. That's what it's about. But you don't want to listen to me. And you just say I'm just being a victim. And I need to pull myself up by my bootstraps. Stop dating criminals when he completely was not a criminal until you made him a criminal unjustly and wrongfully. But wrongful convictions don't ever happen. So we know your BLK husband is not wrongfully incarcerated. Well, I've covered 33 stories of wrongful conviction on my channel. And now 1250 podcast. It so overjoys my heart for people to cover this story. This topic, because this is a topic that is not getting much attention. And that is why it's the most difficult hurdle to cross when you're trying to get justice for yourself as a wrongfully incarcerated citizen, or you're trying to get it for your family. The biggest obstacle is getting anybody to listen, because you need help in this situation and you need someone to help you break the story. Because in this situation, you have no voice, none. Y'all seen that picture, that caricature where I drew myself hands tied behind my back. I had tape across my mouth, allegedly. And behind me, as I was strapped to this chair, allegedly, I had an officer, I had a DA, I had a judge, I had all the key players, the lawyers, I had all the people in the justice system just standing there nonchalantly looking at their phones, tapping their fingers, like it did not bother them that I was being unjustly treated right in front of them, right? Like it wasn't even happening. But if I could, maybe that need to be the thumbnail, girl. But I've been saying this. And the hardest thing is going to be to get people to first understand that they happen. Then you can advocate for your loved one. Because if not, if they don't understand, you get these stupid, I'm just going to say it, ignorant artist comments that I get. You get that type of feedback, right? But I do, it's all right. It makes me understand where you're coming from, why I can't get justice for my innocent husband. But anyways, I don't have a long time. So let's go ahead and start the video. And 1250 Podcast in this video, he did such an amazing job explaining it. And the way he explained it made it, you feel like he possibly been through there, or he's tremendously empathetic and he could take himself out of his shoes and he can imagine being in your shoes, wrongfully incarcerated. But this is the still image screenshot of the picture I'm drawing. This is the picture. I'm going to try my hardest because 1250 Podcast is already explaining so well. So I'm going to try not to chime in because I got to stay on track to get this picture finished, right? But I might. It's so hard for me. It's so hard for me. All right. So let's get this started. It's a little hot in this bathroom. Oh my gosh. But this is where I get the best Wi-Fi. I go through it with my content, y'all. So let's get this started. Let's play this. This is not my content. I am reviewing this video for literary, educational, entertainment purposes only. And these are definitely my opinions. All right, let's go. Shout out to 1250 Podcast. Please go follow him now, right now. Don't wait, right now.
Welcome on in, man. And we are about to go to a place that's very close to home. That is California, in Inglewood, California to be.
Sorry, already interrupting. California is the state that has the most wrongful convictions.
Where a man was incarcerated for 38 years for a crime he did not commit. And I'm telling you, this story is very disturbing, but it goes on more times than not than it is reported to us. Yeah. So we're going to get into this story, but before we do, man, please help me out.
Because allegedly the algorithm does not support this type of content. This is why I cannot get monetized, and I'm nowhere near monetized after 10 years of being on this social media and every other social media since they started. They do not promote this type of content. Allegedly, this is why you don't, and they don't put it on the news and they don't put it in your face. They don't even want you to know that it happens allegedly. So this is why we don't believe it's happening until it happens to you. You shouldn't have to let it happen to you before you believe it. That monster is out there. All right.
We get up off this YouTube shadow ban by hitting that like button. It helps out the channel, helps out.
And most likely he's in that only because he's telling truth, allegedly. Only reason that is happening to him is because he's telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help him, God.
Algorithm free way to support, and I highly appreciate it. So go ahead and hit that like button and run them likes up. Let's go. Now, with that being said, man, hey, hit that subscribe and notification bell as well. Let's get to the story.
The South LA man is free after 38 years in prison. His conviction was overturned after DNA evidence proved another man.
Oh, one more thing. This is the only stage in which you believe a person's wrongfully incarcerated. Make him wait 38 years. I'm sure he's been telling you from day one. You make him wait until he's exonerated. And then you jump on the bandwagon and say, this should have never happened. This is so outrageous. Blah, 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 blah. But, baby, why didn't you have that energy when people were coming to you and saying, hey, can you help sign my petition? My loved one is wrongfully incarcerated. Hey, can you? No, they don't hear it until they're fully exonerated. And it's difficult to get to exoneration point without the help of others.
For killing a woman 4 decades ago. Susan Hirasuna joining us live at the Hall of Justice in downtown LA. Susan.
Christine, Maurice Hastings spent his years in prison, reading, educating himself, praying, and asking just about anyone to help prove his innocence. It took multiple requests by him and the LA Innocence Project to have the victim's DNA retested.
The conviction and sentence are recalled, vacated, and set.
But that part they claim is just. But they claim we have this alleged justice system with checks and balances. And if we made a mistake, just bring it to us. We'll hear your motions. They do not. And if they would just hear the motions or test the DNA or things like that, these wrongful conviction sentences could be cut significantly, but they don't go by the rules they set forward. They change the rules as you're playing the game, allegedly, and it definitely is a game. It's definitely a game.
This is the moment Maurice Hastings worked for decades. He asked repeatedly to have his DNA retested.
That's granted, you're released only a few days.
And this is the moment DA George Gascon admitted publicly the system failed him.
Thanks to modern science, we now know the identity of another man.
It's failed thousands and thousands and thousands of people, including my husband.
He was involved in the abduction, sexual assault, and murder of Mrs. Watermeyer.
Maurice Hastings spent 38 of his 69 years of life in prison.
I'm not saying to be a bitter man, but I just want to enjoy my life while I have it, and I just want to move forward.
Gascon says today, even without DNA evidence, it would be unlikely Hastings would have stood trial. The case against him that week.
The original conviction log, we probably wouldn't.
Sorry, y'all. Majority of wrongful convictions, all of them just about really, there's no tangible evidence that links the person to the crime that they're wrongfully incarcerated for. So this is because at the stage when they should take this and see does the case hold water, and they realize it doesn't hold water, rather than dropping it, and find the real person that the case does hold water against. Once they've made a decision, they stay with it, they stick with it, they make the pieces fit. They pretend that was a puzzle. They're forcing the pieces.
Go on that path today, given the strength of the evidence?
For Hastings, life outside of prison is a shock. The only cell phones he'd seen were contraband in prison. He wouldn't even touch one.
I didn't want to go in there and break laws and give them an indication that I was the type of person that would commit a crime like this.
He sleeps now in a real...
And this is why we advocate for second look, because many times that's the only way if someone looks into this case that these people will be found innocent and freed, right? It's like them being in a freezer and they're waiting for someone to open the zipper lock. Just open the zipper lock and you can see. You'll be able to see everything I'm telling you, but they refuse to open the freezer. The Ziploc, let alone the freezer. They ain't opening nothing. You sealed away. You gone away. You're stored away. And that's how they like it. That's how they want to keep it. And they'll fight to keep it that way. But this is This is not justice. I don't know what type of justice y'all think this is, but it's not justice to me.
And his world seems so much bigger.
I used to watch Fox News, and you would show the ocean, the Pacific, and I used to wonder to myself, will you ever see that again? And praise God, I'm seeing it.
Well, it seems like the natural thing to ask, what did Maurice Hastings do on his first day free from prison? Well, he went to dinner, had lobster with his family and his attorneys, and he also told me that for the last few days he sort of indulged himself on any food that he wanted to eat, but after that, he's going to go back to eating healthy. After all, he is 69 years old. Reporting live at downtown Los Angeles, Fox 11 News.
Took the best part of that.
All right, man, but y'all don't want to go nowhere because this story gets even more disturbing, man. We got a background check coming from LA List and their report because he sued the city of Inglewood for his wrongful conviction and was awarded the money for it, right? But we're going to get...
And do know many states don't have that. When you're wrongfully incarcerated for no matter how long, you cannot sue them. Many states have that in place. Florida's trying to get that in place. Oh boy, that's crazy. And that's your tax dollars and my tax dollars that they're using allegedly to wrongfully incarcerate people, making money allegedly off of them being in that system, and then making more money through third parties, allegedly the family, just to take care of their loved one, making hand over fist type money, allegedly. But you think it's about justice? All right.
His lawsuit and what it states that they did to him and why he served 38 years. And it's even worse than that because they wanted to give this man...
Oh, sorry. I do have a video that I'll link when I get a chance of numerous reasons why wrongful convictions first happen, because they all have the same elements, same ingredients. So you're making the same pot, right? And why they take so long to overturn. And then the second thing that he was about to say, that they wanted to give him DEATH. Well, many people on D-Row are allegedly wrongfully deleted. Troy Davis and Marcellus Williams are just two examples. Willie Dennis spent decades on D-Row and had his stay of X several times. But right down to the wire, he was stayed. They stayed his day of X until one day he got released because somebody listened to his story. They didn't call him a victim. They didn't tell him to stop playing victim. They listened to his story. And now he's free. You have countless others that have been on D-Row that probably are there now that are innocent. That's why I say it could be you, holier than thou self on the other side of this screen that just judge, and think it could never turn around and be you. You the main one should be listening to this.
See, for this crime that he did not commit, that they had to, man, we're going to get into all of that, man, but want to give this man the death penalty, though.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that.
Do it without
this man could have lost his life through lethal injection or worse for a crime he did not commit.
Yep.
And we're about to get into
not justice to the victim, because they claim that's what it is. They keep us safe. They keep it safe. And for the victim. But the what justice the victim got out of this? None. Because now, almost 40 years later, you got to find the real assailant, right? So you gave them no justice and you destroyed a man plus his family, because I'm wrongfully convicted with my husband. Our daughter has been wrongfully convicted with her father. Our grandchildren now are wrongfully convicted with their grandfather. You incarcerate our entire family wrongfully. And as the family hurts and try to get through this, you blame them. You blame the family. You blame the victim. The person that's incarcerated is a second victim. The person that was deleted, they're a victim, and then you victimize them more by not giving them justice. But then you took a person, victimized them by taking their life wrongfully, and then you victimize the whole entire family connected to them. That's the trail of what you've done. Or if you didn't do it, that's the trail of what you upheld. So you can have that fake safety net, that false safety net, allegedly. You upheld that.
Man, we're going to break this story all the way down. So what we're going to do is this right here. We're going to go here, and then we're going to bring up this picture for the background. Right, where my picture thing at? There we go. All right, so let's get into this article by LA List that explains everything that transpired within this case, all the way down to the acquittal and him receiving the largest lump sum of a settlement by the city of Inglewood or California for wrongful convictions of $25 million. Let's get to it.
And that is also why they want to obstruct it, because they don't want to do those payouts either. Those Joe dollars that they got to pay out to wrongfully incarcerated people. Allegedly.
Gotta do two things. All right, so in this article from LA List, this is what it is saying. In this lawsuit against the city of Inglewood, which was headed to trial this month, Hastings' lawyer pointed to how nope, that ain't it. That ain't the one I want. Hold on.
Oh, I'm glad that air conditioner kicked in.
After 2 trials, the jury found Hastings guilty in 1988 of unaliving 36-year-old Wenda Meyer and attempting to unalive her husband and his friend. Prosecutors had sought the death penalty. For more than 2 decades, Hastings had asked for DNA collected from the semen found in the victim's mouth to be tested.
But that's just due process, right? So why do we have to beg? You say it's just. But this is what anybody that's a citizen of this country is supposed to get, allegedly. So we're begging. He begged what was supposed to already be his.
State County District Attorneys fought against it. Finally, former District Attorney George Gascon agreed, and testing matched DNA from the crime to a man serving time in prison for kidnapping and sexual assault. Hastings' verdict was vacated in 2022 when he was 69. In 2023, a Superior Court declared him factually innocent. So, after 2 trials, he beat the first trial, and they retried.
And that's what they do. If you, per chance, you have about a 5% chance, even if you're innocent, of winning a trial. My opinions, I believe trial is more like a stage play. They're just enacting and keeping up the illusion of your rights to a fair trial before a jury or of your peers. Once you go through this illusion, you quickly find out it's no jury of your peers. I don't know who peers these is, but these ain't none of my peers. And they end up with the verdict that they desired, allegedly, right? Which they're just trying to get the conviction. They're not trying to find the truth. Because the truth could be that you're innocent. They don't want to find that truth. So if by chance, that small percentage, they do find you innocent, they want to retry it because they definitely want that guilty verdict, allegedly. So they're going to keep trying for that guilty verdict. Just like the case, I can't think of his name right now. Why can't I? The guy that was on the loose, he won trial 3 times. 3 times he won trial. It's almost impossible. The trials are rigged, allegedly. It's impossible for a BLK man to win trial. So to win trial 3 times, they did that in Kevin Strickland case as well. He beat it. They retried it, then wrongfully convicted him. He spent 42 years wrongfully incarcerated until the actual person, the attorney, district attorney, said there's no way he committed this crime. And the same person that gave the go on the wrongful deletion of Marcellus Williams said in Kevin Strickland's case, innocence is not a reason for exoneration. They're going to keep on till they get that guilty. So that's for those folks that tell me, oh, he was found guilty. He has to be guilty. Like, that's how silly you sound.
And mind you, they had the DNA sample
They probably took it
from
out.
the start.
Yes. They take all exculpatory evidence out. Then they give you this one-sided ass trial with one-sided ass evidence, allegedly, of all inculpatory, what can be considered inculpatory evidence. If you don't know what exculpatory evidence is and inculpatory, but you know that the person's guilty, if they're found guilty, you need to start learning this system yourself. And then you tell me I'm lying. Then you tell me I'm playing victim. But they take all exculpatory evidence out and they give you a one-sided ass case to the jury that allegedly was already rigged up to be an all YT jury or just one BLK man, middle age, like my husband's, like the other case, the last case that I covered, where they were even talking to that one BLK man that they put on that trial. And he wrote the judge and said, I don't agree with this, that he's guilty. I don't feel like we're giving him due justice, due process. And they disregarded what that one BLK man said, and they went ahead with the rest of the 11 YT jurors and found him guilty. And then decades later, it is found that he was innocent. It's y'all that uphold this. This happens because of you. And if you don't want your anything to be attached to that, no blame on you, you need to come and try to rectify these things, right? You need to be doing what 1250 Podcast is doing, what Taylor House Publishing is doing, what Introverted Rockstar is doing, what Cadillac Dixon is doing. Y'all need to be doing what we're doing, trying to change this, because we have the next generation. I have a grandson that has a greater possibility of being wrongfully incarcerated only on the strength that he was born with black skin, allegedly. I don't ever want my grandson, my nephews, nobody attached to me to ever have to go through this again. It needs to end.
They had it from the start. This man, who's supposed to be guilty, was asking for the DNA to be tested and ran against his DNA for 20 plus years.
Actual evidence. That's what he was asking.
And they would not do it. Why? No one thought about why would the district?
Because there's so many, and I answered that, there are so many careers built allegedly on these convictions. There is so much built on wrongful convictions. You cannot afford to make it right for people. Think about all the people connected. This is his picture. Think about all the people connected to his all the people connected to his wrongful incarceration. Now think about their careers. Most likely, this was so long ago, they're retired. They got to finish their careers without any heat on them. But if they were still practicing, I'm sure they are getting a side eye at this moment.
Attorney not want to comply compare the DNA samples?
Because they want the conviction.
He's
not the
already
truth.
in custody.
They don't want the truth.
What do they have to lose
Allegedly.
other than him not being guilty?
A whole lot. Their careers. Their careers.
But somehow I'm supposed to believe in this justice system.
That part. Don't believe the
How?
allegedly. Don't
When things
believe
like this
it.
happen.
All the time.
But hold on, we not.
All the time.
Where's the other one at? Okay,
And
let's
you
keep
have
going.
a better chance allegedly of being wrongfully incarcerated than winning the lottery. Have you ever wanted to win the lottery? Well, baby, you'll be wrongfully incarcerated before your tail win that lottery. Allegedly.
Hastings' attorney said the Inglewood Police Department ignored overwhelming evidence that another man, Kenneth Packnett, was the true perpetrator of the crimes. Less than 3 weeks after the unaliving, police had Packnett in custody on suspicion of an unrelated car theft. When he was arrested, Packnett had jewelry and a coin purse with him that matched the
And
item.
probably what they did was they worked some deal with him. See, this willing and dealing lets the guilty party stay on the street and the innocent person get incarcerated. So the guilty party is able to stay out, commit more crimes, build up. And as long as they work with them to put the guilt on someone else, they go through with it. They don't oh my gosh, allegedly, I'm trying to stress to y'all, it's not about guilt or innocence. It's not.
Windermere had been wearing when she was unalive. He also had the same type of gun that was used to shoot the victims. Police never investigated Packnett for crimes, according to Hastings' attorney. So they found a man that fits everything and had the people's
The
stuff.
right puzzle piece. And they put
And
that-
didn't want to, because they
put
already had their man.
the right puzzle piece down and they forced in the wrong puzzle piece.
They was already tunnel vision and locked in on who they had, so they had to be right. Because they didn't want to admit that they was wrong.
Yes, and you can't admit that your good law
They didn't want to
abiding
admit that they was wrong.
officers made a mistake, allegedly. They don't make a mistake. They sit up on God's lap. They're perfect. They're not human no more. Humans make mistakes, but they don't make mistakes. Even though wrongful convictions, my belief is that they're purposeful wrongful convictions.
Be honest, in Inglewood at that time, and this lady was, guess what? You guessed it, what community she was from.
Because if
She was
you
from the car-
ever wanted to stop making the mistake of wrongful convictions, you would reform this. You would. You would stop using the same practices that, just like eyewitness misidentification and prosecutorial misconduct, are the two leading causes in wrongful convictions. Knowing that you know that stat, you would change that if you didn't truly want to wrongfully incarcerate people and break up families, allegedly. If that were the truth, you would make change.
Community.
Allegedly.
And we got this black guy right here for this. He's going down. We're not going to even look for no other black guys or no other people.
And we gonna tune him out when he say, I ain't do this.
This black guy did it, and we're going to make sure this black guy go down for it.
Yep, exactly. I love your passion too in this
But
1250. I appreciate it.
if you don't believe me, this is what was also
They ain't
written
gonna believe you. They
No.
don't believe you.
in the documents for the lawsuit. In this lawsuit against the city of Inglewood, which was headed to trial this month, Hastings lawyers pointed to how a police detective fixated on Hastings despite evidence that pointed to innocence. According to the lawsuit, the
What I
detective
tell you?
coerced.
I told y'all wrongful incarceration start with wrongful arrest. I got too long-winded. Sorry guys, that's what I get so passionate about this. So that means it will be a session 3. I'm gonna attempt to finish it when I get home from work tonight. But this is session 2 of Drawing 1250 podcast. I gotta run because I gotta, caregiver to my sister. I gotta let her get ready. And I gotta get ready for work before, I'm actually late now. Yep, it's 4 o'clock. I only got 30 minutes. So, and I gotta get me something to eat before work. So thank you guys for bearing with me. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you, 1250 Podcast, because I've seen you come by my humble channel. You're doing your thing, and for you to come by my humble channel, I really appreciate you. And leaving comments and things. I really appreciate that. It doesn't hurt to show the love back, because I show plenty of love to many creators. Whoever I consume their content, I show love back, like whole bunches of love. But many times I don't necessarily get it back. But 1250 Podcast has came back and showed me love. So I appreciate you, and thank you so much for advocating for us who have no voice. All right, it's your girl Cadillac.